Hello, everybody. Oh, wait, I have to do the podcast thing. Oh, my goodness. Such a mess. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Season 6 cast assessment of Villain Viber. This one's going to be really fucking good. I can already tell. And we have a lot of our staff, so it's going to be like extra good. Sorry for all the background audio. They're having a block party because this is fucking New York. I'm Gabriel, and I'll let everyone else introduce themselves.
No.
I'm Wiki.
I'm
I'm
Boofus.
Omega. Oh.
I'm
Lon. Only caught that. I'm J-Ro.
No.
I'm Jack, yeah. Oh shit. I mean, shoot.
It's a mess. Should have
My
an
name
order.
is Emma.
Why don't we just go down the side?
Well, everyone's introduced.
All right.
We should have went down
That
the
was
list.
a hot mess.
Okay.
I guess we got through it, though. We tried. So I guess we can just dive right into this. Let me
Dive on in, as they say.
I have the cast meeting notes pulled up. We can see that too.
I don't want to think of
It also gives us an order to work off of.
Are we gonna go alphabetically, do you think,
Yeah,
through everybody?
alphabetically.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means that we're starting with Abe. Abe is a first, I'm just going to give a little introduction. Abe has never played an org before. I recruited Abe off of Survivor Reddit. And I do have some notes on the castaways about how they say that they're going to play. So I could read that and then we can discuss what we think they'll be like. So Abe has never played an org before. He says that he is aggressively strategic. He has a very high IQ. They are very adaptable, and they could be either a hero or a villain. So.
Sorry, I hope you're not getting background noise right now. I feel good about Abe, except the only thing is that he's like, I think he does have a strategic mind. I think he knows what to do, and from what I can tell, he's already doing pretty well socially. However, he's already like paranoid. It's been like 2 seconds, and he's already like worried. I think he needs to chill out. I'm a little worried about his trajectory due to that.
Yeah, he said like there was 5 people he talked to, and he convinced himself that 3 of them are already out to get him. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
Nothing happened.
A little early for that.
Day 1. I
Yeah,
think. Oh, go
He's a
ahead.
little green.
I feel like Aim might be a pre-merge flameout. Like
I don't think he's gonna be pre-merge. I see him going early merge just because
I
I
agree.
think he's gonna be way too paranoid and then eventually just overplay to compensate for the paranoia, which is gonna catch up to him in the end.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna overplay. It depends. I think he's doing well at cultivating relationships, so I think it really is gonna. He could kind of go anywhere on the map. It really depends on if and when he flames out.
You know what?
I think he's going to flame out at some point.
What's
Especially with the
interesting
paranoia.
to me about Abe is he compared himself to Mike Turner. And I don't first of all, I don't know if that's a comparison that you want to make about yourself. Mike's not exactly the best Survivor player like ever.
I think it's okay. I don't see that for him at all.
I don't see it either. Well, he has the social game, I feel like. I mean, I was like sitting in VC for like 30 minutes, and Abe is definitely like great on VC. I don't know how they are in DMs, but like definitely has the connection aspect. Good at like connecting with people, and like he says that he's very strategic, and usually people who say they're strategic are strategic. So if you combine that with the social game, you might be pretty good. You'll probably get caught.
I think the paranoia is what's going to do him in the end.
Yeah.
He's already being paranoid now. And imagine down the line when like people have to actually vote each other out.
Yeah, I definitely want him to do well. I could see him definitely overplaying the minute he has to go to tribal, and I think that could do him in potentially.
Definitely.
And look at his confessional right now. He already thinks there's a ruse going on. Like he's being played already.
It's day
It's
one.
like- he's like, what I do realize is everyone is playing nice and getting to know everyone else at this stage. That's super sus. Which it's not sus, Abe. That's what you have to do. It's day one. You're not even on tribes yet. It's very worrisome to me. But I definitely want him
Do
to
you
do
think-
well. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, I am actually rooting
Mhm.
for him.
I think he'll do well. I think him being from Reddit is interesting because I don't know how things are over there if they're a bit different. But I think the adaptation from Reddit to Discord, if he does orgs over there, I
No,
think
he
that'll be
doesn't.
really- Okay,
He's
so
never
this is-
played an
that's-
org.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll
Right.
be interesting to see the difference from Discord personalities to Reddit personalities, though. and how
Yeah,
he deals with that.
he's like a hardcore like spends a lot of time, from my understanding, is like comments a lot on like the subreddit for Survivor. That's where I found him.
Gotcha.
Okay. So he has game knowledge, but maybe not firsthand experience.
I think that it's pretty valid to like put in quotations like the playing nice and like getting to know everyone else, because some people do ask like super fake ass questions like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
like what do you like to
That's
do?
fair.
Like, so I'll give him that. Like
Yeah.
I do think like him saying that he's neurodivergent, like I relate to that, so I don't really know
Oh,
if people
me
are being
too.
serious or not when they're
Me
like
too.
asking questions like that. But you can tell sometimes when bitches
Yeah.
are just asking questions versus like trying to get to know you.
No,
Like
no,
you're just
I
trying to
agree.
fill up the chat so it doesn't look like it's blank when voting comes around.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. I mean, this is probably my least favorite stage of any ORG when we're just in this marooning, like awkward get to know you phase. I definitely relate to Abe on that one, but it's too early to suspect ulterior motives.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun to see how much more paranoid he gets later in the game when like lines are drawn and stuff, and he has allies.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll
Anything
see
else on
where he
Abe?
lands.
All right.
I'm gonna
So
keep my eye on Abe.
then we move on to Barney. So Barney was one of our autocasts. So Barney applied for last season and did not get accepted, but was considered as an alternate, which meant that he got an auto lock for this season. And the notes that I have for Barney are values loyalty, bases strategy around this virtue, most likely to keep allies close but get mad when betrayed. Hero,
Yeah.
but could be a villain depending. And I just want to say, I know Barney like on a personal level, like we're friends, and Barney is like very social. Barney is like very charismatic. Barney's funny. Like I don't think Barney's going to struggle with a social game whatsoever, and I think that that's going to propel him definitely into Merge. Barney also has only played a couple of orgs and mostly comes from the Big Brother community. The few that he has played, he has won. With that being said,
Okay.
I've done better in Big Brother than I have Survivor. So, and that's because in Big Brother, a social game is more important than in Survivor. So, whereas in Survivor, it's seen as a threat. So, I don't know if that will translate well here, but I definitely think that Barney has what it takes to at least go far.
Yeah, it depends if he's flexible enough. I don't know Barney really. I've never seen him play, but he sort of gives me. I don't want to. He kind of reminds me of. Well, I don't want to say Molly from season 5. I don't want to say that.
Wow.
I think he's going to be a little more dynamic a player than him, but
Not too much of my
maybe
boy
a little
now.
bit like I feel like with his loyalty, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Malik, a little bit. I could kind of see him playing similarly because Malik definitely had a social game, but like he wasn't really out for the kill. And I could potentially see Barney falling into that trap. He might not be cutthroat enough, and he might get a little butthurt when things don't go right for him. So I could see him getting like 6 or 7 or something like that.
I totally agree with the Malik
Mhm.
comparison, because I feel like Malik kind of comes into these games like, oh, I want to win, but then makes really good friends and really good connections. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of what Barney does too. Like we all hang out in the game night chat all the time, but he is kind of, I don't know because the messages he's sending right now aren't very promising. Like the slay so much, like could have bonded so much, like just stuff like that. Like I feel like it's gonna be boring confessionals, but maybe good gameplay. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope the confession pick up.
Brian, you cut out there.
I said I hope the confessionals pick up from Boney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm optimistic about Barney. I mean, he's cautiously optimistic. I don't know if he's going to be one of the biggest personalities we're going to have. He might not be the most active strategically. I think he's definitely going to probably have a solid core alliance and maybe just rely on that a little too much. I could see him potentially falling victim to some like idle scheme and then kind of being towards the end game, maybe be against the numbers because someone's going to flip it on him or something like that. I don't know. Like, I don't know if he's going to be flexible enough to really overcome a deficit. That's my one worry for him. 'Cause I think he's just got to get mad. Like, like if he gets betrayed or like blindsided on a vote, I could see him like just not talking to people anymore. Like he won't talk to certain people, and I think that's going to be very bad. So a little
See,
worried about him.
I disagree because
I disagree too.
Barney gives me like fake ass bitch vibes, like where he will be pissed off that like someone like betrayed him, that he'll go in his confessionals and he'll bitch about it, and then to their face he'll be like, "OMG, like hugs so much, like I forgive you, like we are so much friends." Like, did I not get him?
Right through
You
that.
Did I
kinda
not?
ate that.
I sounded just like him. Yeah,
You
like,
kind of ate that.
People are going to see right through that.
yeah, I know,
Well, that's what I
because
was thinking.
Barney has a way of talking. Like, I'm telling you.
You know, I could see Barney doing a lot better if he is able to like voice chat with people more. I could see him being a VC player and doing well with that.
I'm personally kind of excited to see Barney play. Like, I'm excited to see the loyalty. I don't think it's going to end out too well for him. I think he's like we said before, going to fall victim to like kind of just sticking with his people and not really branching out. And if he makes it to the end, I think that will definitely bite him in the butt. But I'm excited to see how he plays. I think I'm worried that he might come off as fake to people because I know like in other like games I've played, I've had people who are just like that very like bubbly, over the top kind of personality. I'm not saying he's super over the top, but like you know how the like Yas Slay kind of stuff comes off.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just worried for him about that regard. If he can make those meaningful connections that he needs to within his alliance to keep him there, because I think he's going to make an alliance, but I'm not sure how much they're going to really rely on him versus him relying on them.
Kind of reminds me of Jaff from last season, and how like, I won't spend too much time on this, but how it like the reason he got voted out is because like Jade literally betrayed him, and he was like, "Oh, like it's fine, like I still want to work with you, like I forgive you," like, and was like super cheerful and like bubbly, and Jade was like, "That's not a normal reaction." And
That's what I think is going to happen with him.
yeah, so
Yeah, I
she
can
voted
definitely
him
see
out.
Yeah,
We're thinking like mid jury for Barney.
I see him going late jury because, well, it depends on how his alliance does. Because I think he is definitely going to like form a group and stick with it. If his group gets picked off early, then I think he's bound for a mid merge. But I could see him going late merge or even to the end as like kind of not a GOAT per se, but like a losing finalist.
Yeah,
told him.
if he gets past final five, if he gets to like final five, I don't see him getting voted out at that point.
If he's like active in VC and like webcams, I'm thinking 5th place, like highest. And if he's not, then I think probably like early pre-jury, honestly.
Yeah, because I feel like this is definitely a VC heavy cast.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like,
I like
right
that.
now is like the time to like go hang out, to like make those early alliances, and he's not there, so could be
Then again, neither are
disadvantage.
most people. Right now, we just see like five. Actually, 5 people is a decent number.
Yeah,
But
we
with the
better
one
hope
world twist, it's
they
gonna
better
be
hope
interesting to
those
see
people
how-
aren't on the same tribe. To be
I know.
honest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think once he gets on the tribe, he can maybe get the ball rolling. 'Cause-
I think so too. I think it's kind of overwhelming right now
yeah.
for
Yeah,
everyone.
I don't know if Boney's going to be able to. I mean, like, I don't know if one more might spoon local. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it just have to see. I'd say.
Jack, do you have anything?
Agree.
All right.
I don't know. I don't really have much to say about Barney. I mean, I feel like I'm
The
really bringing up
barn, the
main points
barnster,
here. The Barnster.
This
Baby
is Barnes and
Barn,
Nobles.
Barnes and
Oh
Noble,
no.
Barney the purple dinosaur.
All right, then let's move on to our alternate of the cast who got in, Dino. So the notes that I have for Dino are Dino doesn't mind lying, is a wild card, is unpredictable, is self-proclaimed very paranoid, could be a hero or a villain, but leans villain. Also Dino said in let me check pronouns in their interview that they sometimes like to play as a persona and has like multiple of them. So like we genuinely, this is gonna be like a hard assessment because we genuinely don't know what the fuck is gonna go on.
How did
with
he
Dino.
not get on the initial cast?
I'm
Because casting, you were at that meeting. That shit was a shit
Oh,
show.
true.
So
That's true.
that was a fight. There was fights.
Yeah, I
I
have
thought
no
Dino was
idea.
gonna be on it.
I have no idea how well Dino's gonna do. I think he's good socially, like he seems like earnest, but I bet he's gonna just as soon as he's facing like a difficult strategic situation, I think he's gonna probably just do random stuff or like flip kind of chaotically. I definitely see him being a wild card for sure. He could go at any spot. I find it hard to see him winning, to be honest. I think he's probably gonna lose at some point, but he might be like a late pre-juror or something like that. I think due to his activity, they're gonna keep him around, but it depends if there's anyone even in act on the cast. If it's
true.
a more active cast, I
Mhm.
see him probably maybe leaving him like a Curtis from season 4 spot. Honestly,
Mhm.
a little worried about him.
I can agree with that. I think I'm a bit worried about Tim too. Not really for the activity, but just because if you're proclaiming yourself to be very paranoid and unpredictable and stuff, that worries me. Just like the second that comes out, I'm worried about how his tribe mates are going to react and if they're going to keep him around. Because like, if I'm on a cast with someone who is like paranoid and unpredictable and stuff like that, I don't. So I think the second that comes out, it's going to raise a lot of red flags for him, and then at that point, I think his time is going to be up pretty shortly after.
Well, the one positive to that is he's able to identify it at least, so maybe he can keep it under control a little bit.
Mhm.
Definitely.
I will. Oh, sorry.
But
I
go ahead.
really want to see. I really want to see Dino go full.
Yeah, I really don't see him going far. Like I feel like if anyone's gonna have him in their alliance, he's gonna be kind of like a peripheral member. I don't know if he's ever gonna be in the core of anything, unless if it's like an underdog on a coalition. I worry about Dino for sure.
I think if there was like a VC alliance, he is going to be up there on that because him and Quinn were talking a lot in today's VC.
Yeah,
I just
I
like
mean,
go
go ahead.
I was just gonna say like I see him going pre-jury for sure, probably like mid pre-jury because like, but I don't know because I've been Dino, and but I'm also like I don't know. Dino doesn't give me strategic vibes, and I'm a strategic player, so I think that that's why I managed to like make jury, and Dino just seems like that wild card player who like you cast to be entertainment.
I think he's gonna try to think strategically, but probably not do it very well.
Right.
I give him first 5 boots or so.
Yeah, I
I
don't
went to the
agree.
bathroom. Did we change who we're on?
But
I went to the bathroom. Did we change who we're on?
no, we're on Dino.
no,
Or
we're still on Dino.
Okay.
I don't see him making
Yeah.
it past the first 5, like Jack said.
Yeah,
It's,
unfortunately,
it's not giving me anything.
I have to agree. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think he definitely goes pre-jury. It's just a matter of when.
we'll see.
If he doesn't, though, I'm excited to see how he does in merge if he makes it.
Oh yeah,
If he
I'd
makes
love
the
to see
merge,
him
I
go
can see him
far,
going
but
far, but not with winner equity.
Hmm.
Yeah. He's kind of we'll see. He'll be fun. I'm pretty sure he'll be fun at least.
Definitely.
His confessionals are probably going to be good because he makes spreadsheets and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Make Confession.
Do we want to go to Frost?
Yeah.
No.
Up next is Frost, and on Frost we have very loyal, very logical, very analytical, very good. Both are all physically, strategically, and socially. Usually plays the middle, a bit of a game bot, usually used as a shield, can be a hero or a villain.
Those yeah. I mean, I could. Yeah. If he's playing the middle, is he really going to be much of a shield?
Also, I feel like he's more hero in this case because if he's saying he's very loyal, I don't know how that really gives me villain
Yeah, it
vibes.
seems like
If you're
I
loyal, you're
kind
not
of
really a
agree though.
villain.
Frost is kind of all over the map. He's another one I don't really know what to make of.
Yeah,
I think it's
He
a little
does-
bit of everything, which is kind of I don't know. I don't know what it gives me. I feel
He's
like he's
all over
gonna
the
go.
place. I think he definitely is strategic. I'm pretty sure he's played in. He's not a first timer by any means. I think he knows what he has to do. I can honestly see him being a little bit under the radar. To be honest, I think he's probably going to slide by.
Doesn't sound like it based on his own. I mean, of course, everyone can play differently. That's why we have a no metagaming rule. But based on how he says he typically plays, doesn't sound like he's gonna fly under the radar at all.
You think he's going to
Yeah, I
overplay
agree.
though?
I don't think he's gonna overplay per se. I think he's just gonna be a front runner. Like he
I
said
don't
that
see
he's
that
usually used
for
as
him.
a shield, which doesn't really give me under the radar vibe.
Like, I think he's
Well,
gonna go
yeah.
out like seventh place.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see it.
I see him getting like mid to latery.
Yeah, I don't really
I
know
think he'll
how
go far.
quiet he is or how not quiet he is. That's the question. I'm not really sure. He struck me for some reason as sort of a quieter character.
He was on VC today, and like he would speak up every now and then, but it wasn't like dominating the conversation like Quinn, who we'll get to later.
Quinn. Yeah. I'm really not feeling Frost. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see him winning at all.
I think Quinn,
I think he'll definitely
he
make the
could.
turn.
I think Frost could, but it'll be hard. He'd have to. I think Frost could because this does not seem like a physically strong cast at all. And Frost could easily pull a Jade and fucking comp out.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, depends on what. Yeah, I guess it depends. Yeah.
To me, I think
Jade-
Frost.
It's not
could
like
do
Jade's
so.
competition was that good either. Like.
That's what I'm
But you're
saying. Like I just said that this cast isn't like strong physically. So
Right. I mean, that remains to be seen. They haven't even had a challenge yet, so maybe that's not true at all.
it might not be true. It might not. But that's why cast assessments, like are usually wrong. So
Yeah. I see jury for Frost. I'll just say that. Maybe like eighth.
I think with Frost, what are the pronouns?
he they.
Okay, I think they need to like downplay their strengths for a long while before kind of coming out of their shell. I think if they kind of reveal what they have too soon, like on the tribe phase, I think that's going to cost them later down the road. But like, say
It
Frost
depends.
just kind of goes average for the most part to stay under the radar, then comes out of his shell and kind of shows what he has, like maybe like mid early jury. I think at that point Frost could get some serious winner equity.
I am going to say this. I think it depends on what tribe he's on and who's on it. I think there's a lot of people who he could hide behind on this cast. I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be very active strategically. And I think he has a lot of potential to use shields. Yeah, like I could see players we're going to get to who would be much more like visible threats than he is. So I think that could definitely help him get farther if he makes the merge.
Honestly, I kind of hope to see Frost use a shield after saying he usually is a shield. I think that'd be an interesting kind of 180. Especially with his gameplay, if he does downplay things, he could definitely
I
be the players using the shield.
think there's big personalities he could use.
Anyone else have anything on Frost?
Agree.
So up next is Jake. And Jake is hilarious, loyal to those he has a personal connection to, wants to play more cutthroat, new to orgs, he's only played one before, where he made merge. I believe he got 8th. He's a little messy. People love him. He's a villain.
Who does that remind you of?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's not.
Is there like an answer?
It's me.
I
We'll keep
know.
going.
That's who I thought you were going.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So Jake is one of the people who I've been very excited to see, because Jake is going to give amazing confessionals. Okay, like amazing confessionals. Jake has already showed dedication to the game. He's at work and was VCing, which like no one asked him to do that. You don't have to do that, but like that's cute. Like that's cute. And he's just like, I've interacted with him a few times, and his personality is just so endearing because he's so nice and just so fucking funny. One of the funniest people I've ever met. And that's because he like works in the entertainment industry. Like he wants to go into film, and like I think that his personality, I don't know much about like his strategic game, but his social game is going to be probably the best that we'll see all season, and that will carry him very far. But I think he's going to be such a visible social threat and a jury threat that people are going to cut him probably early merge.
I'm excited for Jake. Yeah, I'm really feeling Jake. I'm excited for Jake. I don't see him having the strategy, to be honest. I think he knows what to do, but a little bit worried about that. I think he definitely will be a little bit of a big target, or he might be too vocal or something like that. Really depends. I think, I have no idea. I definitely see him merging, but I think early merge is probably accurate, sadly.
I think he's early merge, like early merge is a pretty good guess. I think he makes merge like no matter what. I'll be so shocked if he goes pre-merge.
For
but
sure.
I think like if he can get to mid-merge, I honestly feel like he'd go all the way. Like he could be a contender, and then like I feel like he might get like robbed near the end or something. I could also see that from him. So.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I see him being at the bottom pretty quickly after the merge.
Really?
The
Yeah.
bottom? I don't know about the bottom.
No way. Not with his social game. No way.
It depends who.
He'll be at the top, and if he's
in power, depends who's in power. I think this is a.
He'll be near the top.
I think he's gonna vibe with this cast for sure. So that does reassure me.
Mm-hmm. One thing that does kind of raise red flags for me, it's his strategy. It's like what he's planning on doing strategically. He wants to play cutthroat, but also is a little messy. I think if that comes out too soon, it could really cut his time short. I still think he makes jury by all means, but I don't know if he could win if like the players start to see that more cutthroat side of him that they didn't see before.
Yeah. We'll see. I really don't know. Jake is kind of a wild card too. I can't really get a. I think he's gonna merge, and then we'll see what happens. I think it will depend on how the social game is good. It depends on the level to which he's visibly strategic and who he's on a tribe with and who he connects with, basically. I could definitely see Jake. Yeah, I feel pretty good about Jake. I think he's gonna make the jury at least.
Mm-hmm.
A little worried about him though.
All right. Up next is Kat. Kat's pronouns are he, they. And Kat can come off standoffish and rude, but is actually caring and nice. Also very observant, documents everything. Also brings up things from the past, not metagaming, but things from the past within the game to get targets on people. Is a villain. What do we think about Kat?
I think
feel good about Kat.
I have my reservations. And this,
I think
I kind of don't feel good about Kat.
I feel the same way, bro.
Yeah, I'm kind of iffy on Cat. I think the standoffish and rude is gonna
Well, we'll have to
really
see if
hurt
he
him.
really does.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he knows himself pretty well. So if that is true, it's
It doesn't matter if
hurt
he
him.
actually is standoffish and rude. It's about the way people perceive him, and clearly he's been perceived that way in the past.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
kind of reminds me of myself a little bit. I think
Right.
he will, but I've won before, so I think I can see him. Depends on who. Again, it really revolves around who can use shields the most effectively, because this is a cast with huge personalities. I really think as long as he just has someone to hide behind, I think he can make it really far. I don't think Cat is going to be the kind of person who's going to get targeted, especially like later on, and like if he gets to like Final 7, I could see him kind of snaking by. Not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like entirely disagree. I think part of his strategy being bringing up stuff from the past, I think that can save him for a few rounds. But eventually, I feel like people are gonna get kind of in their own heads, being like, "Oh, Cat brought this up from like Final 15. What else does he have?
Right.
And like, is there anything about me there?"
You think he's gonna leak too much info?
Yeah.
I think not leaking too much info. I think when he does choose to bring stuff out, people are going to start getting worried that there's stuff about them in his resume, like
Right.
arsenal too, and that they don't want that out.
Yeah.
It's going to lead to a lot of people are not going to trust Cat.
Yeah, once that comes out, people aren't going to trust him, which is going to really hurt him,
Maybe
especially
not,
if he's
yeah.
standoffish. That's why I feel Cat's not going to do too hot. I think he's going to do decently. I just don't see him going too
Honestly,
hard.
I can see him going out like right before merge.
Yeah,
Potentially.
especially if he pulls stuff out of his pocket too early.
Especially if he's like a recipient of like kind of a bad swap. There's no way he's gonna recover from that, I don't think. Although I think Cat is the type to just throw anyone under the bus, really.
Yeah.
I think he could, but never mind, actually. I think Cat's pretty adaptable, to be honest.
I think Cat can put people under the bus. I think that will definitely we'll see that when push comes to shove, he's going to choose anyone over him. But like I said before, it's going to get to the point where like if Cat's doing this to other people, then he could do it to me too. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't
for sure. I think he might try to play both sides, and that won't work.
Yeah.
I can see that, especially with information gathering.
Yeah, that's Cat's win equity driving away.
Oh God. But on the flip side, I do think he could do well, especially if that actually like carrying a nice side comes out. I think until we see Cat kind of take the flip and leak stuff, I think Cat's gonna be pretty well situated. Until
Yeah, well, I'm sort of like he's like kind of like a 6 out of 10 for me. We'll see how he goes. Dino's like a 5 or a 4, and then Frost is like a 6 or a 7 as well. And
that's fair.
where I'm at.
Um,
The next one's fun. I'm excited to talk about this next one.
so up
Who's
next is
next?
Lucian or Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucian
Oh,
usually wins Hero of the Season, is very sweet to everyone, but then backstabs hard. He's primarily a social and strategic player, a hero.
Hero of the season.
Yeah,
That is really
I didn't
controversial.
understand it either. I didn't understand it either, but that's how he pronouns are he they. That's how he explained his game. So
That is
I can
interesting.
talk a little bit about Lucy because I've played with him. He's a mess. He's a total mess. But he does have a good social game. I'll give him that. He's really good at making bonds with people, but his threat management is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Everyone is looking at him as like a shield, basically. That's how I used him in the game. I took him to Final 6 and voted him out. He's good at making bonds with the right people, and he also really annoys other people. He's just like a very active DMer, and he's a very paranoid DMer. And he does not keep things close to the vest at all. He's very honest with his feelings. So you can really read him like a book. I mean, I could see him flaming out early, to be honest. But
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish your
All
sentence.
right, he's either gonna flame out early or he's gonna be like a mid-jury flame out because there's no way he wins.
I think he could win, honestly. Especially if he has this like kind of sweet side going for him. I'm not like obviously you played with him before, so you know like how it works.
He's very OT.
I think he's going to be a very big threat, for sure. Especially with like only a social and strategic game. I feel like big threats are social and strategic, but you also need that physical to save yourself
Yeah.
when you do.
He's very
And him not
trusting.
having his
He's very
okay, so he's like very like kind of like he trusts with no like judgment.
well.
basically.
He just wants everyone to do what he wants, but he like tries to be everyone's friend, but it doesn't work.
Okay, that's fun. Yeah, I think Lucian could win though. It just depends on not jury management, on threat level management, especially if he kind of is this kind of sweet person. And what I want to see Lucian do is later in the game when he has backstabbed people, I want him to use that as a reason to bring him to the end, because jury management is a real thing. We all know this, and I want him to kind of put the seed into people's minds that he hasn't done that, when in fact he has, because he has been so sweet and stuff to people throughout the season.
He's not gonna.
I think that's the way Lucian can win. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think Lucian has winner equity. It's just a matter of if it.
The thing about Lucy is he's not gonna see that. He's gonna be mad if the jury does not vote for him under any circumstance, and B, well, actually, sometimes he gets really down on himself too. So he might just like kind of like throw in the towel potentially. Like I know he was very down on his game when we played together, but
Like quit? Oh,
like not quit, but he's gonna say he sucks and he's gonna be self-deprecating.
okay.
What I'm gonna he's the type of juror to complain that the jury voted bitterly and then also vote very bitterly if he's on the jury. He voted very bitterly against me when we played, but and he kind of has weird reasons for doing it. Like it doesn't really make sense. So I don't know if he has the best jury understanding. So I don't see him using that strategy, unfortunately. But I think he's definitely going to make bonds. I think people will like him. It just depends on how far he'll get. And my guess is he'll probably get 6 or something like that.
Lucy is going out pre-merge. Lucy's going out pre-merge.
Yeah, that too. That's the other option.
That's like we can see in this cast full of strategic ass players. Lucy's going out pre-merge. That's all I'm gonna say. Like
he might honestly. I could see him being like a really early boot too.
The only way I can see Lucy not going out pre-merge is if one of these strategic players who has power is like, oh my god, like Lucy is incredible. Like I love Lucy. And
no, he's hitting lucky.
Like
I only
and like it just like finds him like super endearing and adorable and like wants to take him under their wing and like becomes like ride or dies. That is the only way I can see Lucy not.
This cast is pretty close together in age. I think for that to happen, he would need like. I always go back to her, but he would need like a Courtney on the cast for that to happen. He would need that kind of player. It's not going to happen. It's too close together in age, and I don't think the older men on the cast like Abe or Barney are going to really give a shit. Like I think they'll just vote him out.
Barney's 19. Why would you?
Isn't Barney 19?
Barney was like 30.
Barney's the old man and he's 19. I believe
Jake and Abe are the same age. They're both 24, and you go for Barney.
Maddie's 33, and you.
Yeah, Maddie's 33.
I'm sorry, I said the wrong name. I said the wrong name. But Abe is like 30.
Abe is 24.
Who's the 30? Who's the old guy then?
That's not fair. No, Maddie's the old guy.
Maddie, that's what I meant. I meant Maddie, not Barney, okay? We're both autocasts. I got confused. Yes, Maddie, someone like, we haven't gotten to Maddie yet, but they're not going to care. Like, they're just not going to have the patience for him, or Lucy.
Is Lucy like very over the top? I can't tell.
Lucy's OTT, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucy, for example, Lucy, this is my favorite moment in the interview. Lucy said, "My friends keep calling me a twink. I don't know what it's I don't know what a twink
Yeah.
is, and then proceeded to say, I think men are so sexy. I love men. And then sent a
Oh.
picture, a selfie in cat ears. So
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So-
Okay, yeah, no, that definitely hurts Lucian's win equity
Lucy-
just a bit.
Lucy is
Cat ears.
OCC. Lucy's OCC.
Oh, really? I didn't get that.
He's a character. He's definitely going to be fun to watch for as long as we have him. I could really see pre-jury finish for him. Now that I think about it, not optimistic, but well, hopefully he does.
Hope
Okay.
he
I
listens
could
to
see
this
him-
and is like, fuck you guys, you were wrong, while holding his $100. Like, I hope so.
Yeah, you know what? He deserves
Or
that.
his-
Lucy winning would be
Let's do
the biggest turnaround, and I would say I called it from the start. Lucian has winner equity. I will shove it in your faces.
I could honestly see him leaving
the
like
cash.
now. I could see him being in this double. I could see him being one of the boots here. Like honestly,
Not you revealing. All right, there.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Whoa, you just
Whoa.
spoiled. Oh my god, get out.
You spoiled it to our two listeners.
Daily, you guys better keep this on the down low, okay?
oh my bad.
Hush, hush.
I meant
God.
he could be one of the first.
And
two
you,
boots, is
Craig.
Basically, what I'm saying, he could be 18th or 17th in this situation. Like as soon as his tribe.
Wait, I
loses,
thought this
he
cast
could
was
go.
20 people.
Yeah, not that it's at the same time. It's just like separate.
Yeah, I'm just
Tribals,
saying he could be
18th
one of
Is
the
it bad? I thought
first
this
two
cast was
boots.
20 people.
I was wanting it to be 20 people.
Casting might have been a bit easy. Probably not.
Not much.
It would have
Not
been
much
easier.
easier.
It still would
Not-
have been very stressful, but it would have been easier to have 2 more people.
It would have been
Well,
not much easier.
Oh yeah, it would still be extremely hard.
Next is Mariano. Ew, why did I say it like that?
Oh god.
Omega, you're up.
I have a lot to say about
Mariano.
Mariano. I know
All
him
right,
very
the
well.
notes that I have
Remember.
are plays hard, will spend hours looking for an idol, plays a social game, OTT, villain.
Mind if I start? This is the biggest flame out we could ever have. He plays way too hard. Like I love him. He's very charismatic. But the thing is, it's so easy to catch on. And once people do catch on, it's gonna be lights out pretty quickly. I think usually he tries to go for like a kind of Mariano game, like a Rob Mariano game. That is a joke. I don't think with this cast it's gonna happen though. I think what he needs to do is kind of take a backseat for the bit, especially with. I mean, you guys all saw his interview. He is very over the top. I think he just needs to kind of chill out a bit and kind of keep the spotlight off of him to do well. If he doesn't flame out though, he could do well because I do know he has a good strategic head on his shoulders.
Yeah, I think he's gonna know his best move, but is he gonna know to manage his threat level? That's the question.
Oh my god, he sucks at threat level management.
Yeah,
So bad. It is so bad.
I think he's gonna try to control the tribe, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah. That you pretty much summed it up right there.
All stars, this ain't no Shapira situation for him.
Does anyone else have anything to say?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Mariano is I'm very excited to see Mariano. Mariano is super charismatic. Mariano is
Oh, he's gonna be fun.
beautiful. I just had to say it. Mariano's
He is a handsome guy.
Aw.
He's a handsome.
Beautiful.
he's
man.
very. We have our eye candy of the season, which we always have to have.
Honestly, yeah, like not gonna lie.
And I think like I just really appreciate a social game. Like Mariano is gonna play a social game, and Mariano's I keep stumbling over my words, but like he's a funny guy, and I love the funny guys, like because they give the best confessionals. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I mean, will he make merge? I think so, because I think that a social game will carry him. But we also have a cast full of social players, and not all the social players can make merge. So I don't know.
I think he's gonna win the. I think he's gonna win the election for mayor of Ponderosa.
Yeah,
I see that happening.
That's an accurate.
Yeah.
That feels like a good placement.
Especially with One World, because these people are like all going to be able to like know each other. It's going to be really interesting to see how that first merge.
Or he gets swap screwed. I could see him getting swap screwed. Too.
No,
I don't think so. I think his like natural charisma will
Yeah.
carry him through.
I
That.
can see him literally getting like I don't know, like I'm making this up, like because I got sick.
Like a
I
5-2
know
or
I could see him
something.
even getting like fucking I don't know, like an 8-1, and fucking him being the one and like surviving. Like I can see that.
Me too. I do think he's going to play too hard and overplay. That's something we see a lot.
We'll see. I think he might be. I think he's. I don't know. I think he has enough awareness to maybe rein it in a little bit. We'll see. I mean, he's
Does he?
I hope so. I hope so.
hopefully.
Yeah.
I want to see him do
I
well.
hope
I
he
definitely
does,
want to see him do
because
well.
if he goes far, he is going to be very dangerous, because once he has the reins, he will not
Mhm.
let go.
It's nice to have someone who will like go out kicking and screaming.
Oh,
True,
definitely.
yeah.
He'll be a
He,
good sport.
he always plays.
Yeah, but I don't mean kicking
be a
and
good-
screaming like will be an asshole. I just mean like
Literally.
he'll put up a fight. He's not going to be
Yeah.
like, all right, guys, vote me out like the whole day.
Yeah, he might be a little too direct a player. Like he might. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to try to micromanage a little bit.
He's going to try to micromanage for sure. I don't think it's going to be too direct. I don't really know what you mean by that.
Like he's going to
So-
be. I think he might be a little too transparent with people.
I could see that, yeah.
Okay.
On that note, I gotta piss again.
Okay.
Up
Or
next,
do we want to go to
Maddie.
Have fun.
Oh,
Maddie?
That's me.
Oh my
No, I thought you
that's
just
gonna
said
be mean.
Maddie.
I
Didn't
do
you just
have a
say
lot
Maddie?
of. I do
Okay.
know Maddie. I
So
do
for
know
Maddie,
Maddie.
I have if crossed, his villainous side comes out. If someone is loyal, he'll be loyal back. Mostly, he puts on a sweet facade while pulling the strings. While he has been a martyr to those who are loyal, he has also stabbed people in the back who he grew very close to. He's adaptable. He could be a hero or a villain.
I'll add to that. If online, may respond.
Yeah, you can respond.
If on Discord, may participate in challenges. If in server, may use confessional sometimes. I don't know. When I played with him, he was super inactive and he was just an early out. I mean, he was my number one like first day, and then he just stopped responding. So he's just kind of like a. I don't know. I've never seen his gameplay, but he was super fun the first day, and then fucking downhill from there. Like he thought that we were really close off the first bat, and then thought I would just keep him around the entire time. And I won every comp up to my demise. So he really thought he was in my back pocket, but it was just boring, super boring.
What's up?
Maddie seems
Back.
like he's gonna be fake. I don't think anyone's gonna trust him.
I think he's gonna be inac. I think that nobody's gonna vibe with him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
Mm-hmm. I don't see him being inactive. I think he's gonna go pre-jury.
I do too.
he's
Yeah.
gonna go pre-jury. I think him being 33 and then the next oldest being 24. That's a 10-year. I mean, a 9-year. Like
yeah.
that's
so-
a
Yeah.
big age difference. Like that's
It's not. It doesn't show though. When I had conversations with him, it was very not showy. But like the corny Zac Efron profile picture, like
Yeah, I'm like,
I wouldn't reach
Mm.
out.
Honestly, I think the sweet facade while pulling the strings thing is going to be something that's going to be people are easily going to be able to detect that, especially like with this many social players. Stuff is going to go around pretty quickly, and once people kind of realize that he's done, there's no shot after that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't have high expectations for Mr. Maddie.
yeah.
I think he's probably he might be a little inactive, and I think he just might be like an easy consensus. Honestly,
I'm gonna hate it. And
I do
I-
think that that's how he's
Like-
gonna go out as like an easy boot.
yeah.
like nobody.
Is he gonna like go
I-
for?
I
And
feel-
is Manny gonna like go for the kill? Is he like really like hardcore enough to like strategize aggressively? Or
I don't know.
I really don't think he is.
He said that he's stabbed people that he's close to in the back before, but
That's probably just like flipping when he's being dragged as a goat or something.
damn, just
It might be a full boot situation.
Yeah, I don't feel good about Manny, but we'll see how he does. Hopefully, he can prove us wrong.
I would like to be proved wrong. I would like to. He was one of our autocasts because he had an amazing interview. He had an amazing interview the first time he applied, and came highly regarded by a previous member of staff. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Meh.
All right. So the next person is Mina. She, her pronouns.
Mina.
Mina
Slay.
notes are Kind, caring, and supportive. Very strategic and social. Usually gets noticed as a power player during late merge. A bit of an emotional player. She is a hero. Mina has a lot of personality. Just from
I
seeing
think
her
Mina,
around the
yeah.
server, Mina can get a little sassy. So that might rub people the wrong way, but it's like it's in a way
Yeah.
that like is a little intimidating almost. Like you want to apologize to her even if you know if you didn't do anything wrong. So that can like make her okay, so yeah, it makes sense why she gets seen as a power player. I can see it.
I see her. All right, again, I know I'm like a broken record. It reminds me of Courtney a little bit.
I can see it.
Reminds me a little bit of that, or maybe like Rose. I could see her being in that kind of position. Like I think she's gonna.
She's more dominant than Rose.
Rose was very. She could be very pushy sometimes, but I think that. I definitely think she's gonna be good at making connections for sure. I think, yeah, I definitely see like if or something in her future. I could see her being used as a shield, similar to what Boofus did in season 4. I can see her maybe rubbing people the wrong way a little bit. I think she's not gonna. I think she might alienate some people a little bit. I don't really know. I felt really good about her application. I think she's gonna be. Yeah, I think she's definitely gonna be like a martyr for her side of the game. I don't think she's the type of player to play both sides at all.
We're gonna
No, I
know
don't
where
think so
she
either.
stands, and the rest of the tribe is gonna know where she stands.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be calling the shots.
Yeah, I could see her being early jury or late jury, nothing in between.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The kind caring supporter is kind of giving me like weird vibes, especially because like I feel like a lot of these players might take that as fake. I don't know, especially like because we know Abe is paranoid. Who's the guy who said
Dino.
he was paranoid before? Oh no, someone. Dino said he's paranoid. I think people might kind of take the kind caringness. If it's too much, because she is very over the top, I think it might kind of push people away and isolate herself instead of isolating others.
Yeah, but I think if she can find a group of like people who like Quinn later, whenever we talk about Quinn, who will will do whatever she says and like look up to her and really like be drawn into that like kind caring thing. If she can find that group,
she's gonna click with the right
then
people.
she said they'll do everything. They'll do anything she says. They'll do anything.
Definitely. It's just a matter of how big is that group, because I feel like she'll be able to use that to get through the tribe phase, but once you get to merge and you have everyone else who you've already talked to and stuff, who have made other bonds than with just you because they're not on the same tribe as you, but they do know like what you're like and stuff, I think that could be her demise.
I think the one more choice might actually help her in that situation. In my opinion. I mean, my thoughts are I feel like one can definitely help.
Yeah. I don't know. She's like, I think she's gonna be good, but I would give her like a 7 out of 10.
I think she's gonna be really fun to watch and gonna be really dominant for while she's in the game, but it's just a matter of how long is that time, because I think with her it's gonna be only a matter of time before people catch her. She could win though if she manages to miss the cast into doing what she wants. She could pull it out.
Yeah, but I honestly I don't see her winning. I don't know.
Me neither.
All right. Up next is Naran. So Naran is eccentric, creative, untraditional, honest, spiritual, emotional, will drag someone if they deserve it, kind, communication, sweet and sour, shy and timid, talkative though, hero. Naran is an over-the-top character.
Yeah, Naran, I think he's going to endear himself to people very well.
Yeah,
but
people are gonna love Naran. I think.
I could see.
Mm-hmm.
I could see pre-merge.
I could see pre-merge or losing finalist.
I think losing finalist is a good spot. for him.
Yeah, I could.
Especially like with like the dragon stuff. I feel like dragon people is gonna rub people the wrong way, especially since he is gonna be so kind of like honest and just really not attractive in like a physical sense, but like in like a yes, I want to talk to you, be my ally kind of sense. I feel like him dragging people is going to kind of be a 180, and people aren't going to know it's the real.
I agree with you because I feel like what's going to happen is he seems very like, I mean, he is emotional. He admitted it. And what's going to happen is that he's going to develop these deep friendships, and someone's going to be like mention that someone said something that maybe hurt their feelings or hurt them on a game level, and Naran is going to take that a little, like internalize that a little bit, take it a little personally, and drag that person because he has good intentions and he thinks that he's comforting this friend that he's made, and it's going to come off the wrong way. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's how I feel it's going to happen too.
Yeah. I think Naran might be a little too emotional too. I don't know if he's gonna keep his head level.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
I think he's not gonna have his strategic priorities in check at all.
That's definitely what I wanted to bring up next. I'm not really sure how he's going to do as a strategist. I think socially he'll be able to put himself with like people and make those deep bonds, like Gabriel said. But so strategically, if he's not offering anything to anyone other than here's my vote, that's giving me very losing finalists.
Him and Mina are going to get along. He's going to be one of Mina's little goats.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But that's the thing. He's going to be one of Mina's little goats. So,
which is why he's going to be a losing finalist in my eyes.
Anything else on Naran? All right. Up next, we have Quinn. So for Quinn... Loyal,
here we go.
Under the radar. All right.
Whoa.
Hero, VC Goblin, and more than willing to make massive moves to protect her allies. Maybe
under
in
the
gameplay? Gameplay?
Wait, Quinn said she's under the radar?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about Quinn.
Maybe her gameplay is under the radar.
Maybe. I think she's still going to be a dominant force in the season.
She's going to be super OTT. Like, just no way.
But I've seen her play.
She's going to do great.
Her gameplay is very much like, I'm going to pick someone and I'm going to goat for them. But, like, goat for them in the sense of not being, like, a goat who, like, doesn't do anything, but goat for them in the sense of I'm going to give up my entire game and dedicate my game to, like, protecting this. Like, Jade, except for not in a winning way. Like...
Oh, so like how I did.
No, I was just gonna say like in the sense of like Quinn would like get an idol and potentially be the vote, but would idol her ally, her number one ally instead. That's the kind of game that Quinn plays. Or Quinn would like the vote would be on Quinn's ally, and then Quinn would disrupt like the entire game and like cause a big fight or something to get the attention on herself, even though she was not maybe she was sitting in the best position in the game, but she would cause something to get the attention on her and get herself in trouble to save her ally. That's the kind of game that Quinn plays. So where does that leave Quinn?
I think she's gonna be really fun to watch.
She's hilarious. The VC so far, oh my god.
People are loving Quinn right now, though. That's the thing. I think it's going to be hard for her to pick just one person if she has everyone attracted to her.
Because just because a lot of people like her doesn't mean that she's going to like want to be best friends with everyone. That she's bound to like one person more than she likes everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What was that exact? Oh wait, what was that? Uni said something. What was it? Yeah, Quinn is like so OTT. If she thinks she's gonna play under the radar, she's mistaken. She's gonna be seen as a social threat. She's very likable. She's very charming, but yeah, I worry. I definitely think I think if the heat turns up and it's like a tricky vote, she might kind of blow it a little bit. Like I think she might say too much, or might panic, or like might just explode, or like just get emotional. I do worry
Mhm.
about her keeping her head level. For sure. I don't think she's gonna see her best strategic move all the time.
Oh, I've seen her, and I saw her
Yeah.
in a game that she's playing right now, and this isn't like spoiler because it was in a tribal that was public where like everyone who's playing the game can see it, and she like kind of like blew up a little bit, like everyone saw it, like it's
Okay, so Uni is saying that she pulled a Jaff apparently.
oh really?
In season 5. Yeah. She idled her ally and then went home, similar to Jaff. But
Oof. I think all eyes are going to be on Quinn from very early on, so it's going to be hard for her to make those moves, especially people are like, because people clearly see that she's a very social person and player. So I think attention's going to be on her from the get go, and I'm not sure if she's going to be able to make moves under that, like those eyes.
The thing
if
is,
that makes
though,
any
Quinn
sense.
is social as hell in VC. She's not, from what I've heard and from what I've
Right.
experienced playing with her, she's definitely not nearly as social in DMs. So for these players, now I do think that this is a VC heavy cast, so it should be fine. But for those people who do not VC, she's gonna struggle to connect with.
maybe, and especially because she plays in a lot of games at the same time, I do worry. She's definitely gonna be a fun character, but she could. I think she'll make the merge for sure. How far into the merge? That remains to be
I think
seen.
she'll be an early merge boot.
Yeah, I have to agree. Second or first to Jury or something.
Mariano's our first merge boot.
Well, Quinn is
Yeah.
a contender for that spot.
Every king needs his queen.
Quinn is a contender for that spot, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We want to move on.
Yeah, so up next is Rose. Rose uses
Yeah.
she, her pronouns. Rose is very loyal to those she is working with, willing to do whatever it takes to protect those she loves. Hero. So Rose.
I'm snoozing. I'm already asleep.
Rose sounds like a goat. I'm gonna say it. Rose sounds like a goat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree,
Hard
yeah,
agree.
for
Hard
sure.
agree. And honestly,
Yeah.
she's putting me
I
to
think
sleep.
definitely she's gonna go far,
Yeah,
but not for a big jump.
like hey Meredith, you know, like that's like how I'm feeling.
Definitely. She's
Mhm.
she's goat and also very boring. I'm not feeling Rose at all.
And Rose, if you listen to this, we're not saying like that about you as a personal. Like you seem fun as a person, but like your
No.
gameplay just like sounds a little not exciting.
Yeah, it's a little too not dynamic enough. No, definitely not against you as a person. I'm just like saying. Yeah, Rose seems very nice, but and I looked at her DMs and it's like they're very dry. Like I don't know if she's even gonna make the right connections. To be honest with you, I could see her even being kind of easy-ish pre-jury. Because I don't think she's really gonna have.
She could go pretty
She's
early.
not gonna have like the. I always say the killer instinct. I don't know if she's gonna have that edge to her that is gonna drive her to save herself if it's a bad situation. But like if someone throws her name out and it's like pre-jury and it's son of the tribe, she's probably just gonna lie down. I really think.
I feel like she's kind of in like a similar vein to Quinn in terms of doing whatever it takes, but I think whereas Quinn is, I didn't finish.
Sorry.
I think like just by doing like not flashy moves, but like I feel like with Rose, she's gonna try to give herself to another person.
Yes.
In a similar way to Quinn, but I feel like with Quinn, it's gonna be more like apparent that she's doing it. I feel like with Rose, it's kind of just gonna be like a futile attempt. Like it was an attempt for sure, but I don't think it's really gonna work too well. Like versus with Quinn, where like you guys said she will like cause a fight in a tribal.
Yeah,
or, like,
Rose
idle
is.
her ally and send herself.
Rose is gonna.
I think with Rose, it's just
Rose is gonna be very MOR or UTR.
Yeah.
And she's I don't know, like I don't know what she's really gonna pull out, to be honest. I think yeah, she definitely gives me goat vibes, unfortunately.
I think she could go early, especially with like a cast this dynamic. If everyone is active for the first like few votes, then I think Rose is just going to be a victim of the sorry, you're not as over the top or as like
Yeah,
interesting, I guess.
I agree.
So I could see her going very early on.
Yeah. She just seems dry as well. I don't know if she's going to make the connections, really. I think people are going to see her as a little bit hard to connect with.
Yeah.
Up next we have Skylar. Skylar uses they them pronouns. Skylar makes
Mhm.
people think that they are very ditzy and doesn't know what's going on, but they are actually super socially aware. Be a hero or a villain.
I love Skylar.
I'm excited for Skyward to play. I think they have honestly probably some of the better winner etiquette.
No,
Is that the right? No, that's not the right word. I don't even know what it is. Equity. That's the right word. I think
Yeah.
they have some of the better winner equity, especially just because they can play that hero or villain. Like they have the different kind of strategies that they need to when it comes like when push comes to shove, they're going to be able to make the big move, but they're not going to go too early. And I think the Jitsi thing is gonna
that was
benefit them
Boofus's game
really well.
style, game plan. Like pretend to be stupid. Yeah.
And
And
Rufus won.
everyone was like, Boofus is just an idiot. Like
Yeah.
Boofus can't win. And then Boofus was like, I actually know what the fuck is going on at the last minute, and he won hardcore. So it could win. It could win.
I'm really
Yeah.
excited for Scarlet. I think she. No, sorry, they. I think they have. Yeah, I think they have really good potential.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to be that they actually that was that knew what was going on like this. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. But we'll just have to see.
I'm excited for Skylar. I mean, she makes video. They make video confessionals. They make video confessionals. They seem very strategic. They did well in the speed, which is not really a big indicator, but definitely knows what to do. They, I think they're going to be very sociable too. I think they're going to endear themselves to people well. I think Skylar's the one thing about Skylar, which is the same for many members of the cast, is late game threat level, which I don't know if they'll be able to manage.
I think that's where the
Yeah,
dizziness
I
is going to
think
come
so
in because if they can just kind of paint themselves as a stupid
It's not going to work.
kind of
No
blob
one's,
on a
no one's
plate,
going to buy that.
it worked last season.
Yeah,
Well,
it
not
worked
last
for
season. It worked for Boofus.
I think that they could that
It didn't work for Boofus, though. Everyone knew Boofus was. Boofus won. Everyone knew he was smart. Well, I guess it didn't work
No,
one time.
everybody thought
Yeah, you're right.
Well-
They might have like the Boofus edge.
I have high hopes for Skylar. I hope
I
they do
think
well.
that Skylar is gonna not get caught because they're going to like kind of almost position themselves to like be seen as a goat almost. But like be pulling the strings. And so
Mhm.
I think
Honestly,
I think
that's-
that their game is gonna
go
be
ahead.
very under the radar.
My winner pick, like 100%.
But
I think Skylar's
Skylar
got the
is
winner
also a
pick, too.
VCer. So
Which is going to be really helpful in this cast.
A VCer that like is observant and only talks when it's like necessary to talk, but like still chimes in. Like they're very strategic even with like conversation. It's really smart. Like I really enjoy watching them play this game.
Yeah, I feel
I'm
like
excited.
it's going to be interesting.
Very excited for Skylar. I think they are going to be a fun character, very likable, rootable. Skylar, I don't know if they're going to be a villain or I'm definitely thinking more villainous to be honest, but I'm here for that. I like it. Definitely is going to make good connections. Probably going to make a deep run. We'll see if their threat level management is going to lead them to FTC. I'm thinking fourth or fifth, but we'll see.
Next thing you know,
I
they have
know.
first boot.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening.
I
No, I
really
don't
don't think
think so.
Skylar gets first boot.
No,
I'd be
unless something goes
I would be
unless
shocked.
something goes very wrong. I could even see
It's
them
always
giving.
possible.
I could
Ask
even see
Jack.
Skylar probably getting some idol shards together.
I feel like they'll definitely be.
I feel like Mina's going to be the one to get idle shards.
But yeah, Mina
over
too.
Skylar.
I feel like Skylar's going to be really great at getting these voting shows. I mean shows, country shows. From the Neon out.
Iron Bestie, I love you so much, but it is so hard to hear you.
Uh,
Yeah, Brian, you're cutting out a little, buddy. Okay. Well, do we want to move
Yeah.
on?
So up next is Sophie, who uses she, her pronouns. And Sophie, the notes are very strategic, unreliable ally due to not being able to make decisions, sometimes leaves decisions up to luck, impulsive, tends to vote out closest ally, villain.
I don't know.
Flame out. I think we're having
Yeah.
flame out here.
I agree. Flame out for sure.
mhm.
The decision making thing is going to be a big issue, especially with a cast this dynamic and this kind of like explosive almost. I think it's going to be really hard to not have to make hard decisions. Like, do you want to vote out like the ringleader, or do you want to like vote out, or do you want to cripple the ringleader or something? I don't even know what a good decision would be. Not a good decision, but like a hard decision would be in this case.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I think that decision making thing is going to really hurt her.
Sophie gives me kind of Regina vibes, i.e., forcing. Oh, that was Ariana. She gives me forcing rocks for no reason vibe.
Can everybody hear me better
Yeah, I
now?
can hear you, Brian.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Yeah, Sophie, I don't know. I've hosted Sophie before, and Sophie played a pretty good game. It wasn't like a winning game. It wasn't the best game, but it was a pretty okay game to watch. It was one of the better games on the cast. I'm seeing like a late pre-merge boot. Honestly, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, I think pre-merge is probably where Sophie's going to end up.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I
could
would
see it for
definitely
sure.
I'm definitely be happy with it.
We lied. It is not better, Brian.
Oh,
It's just louder, but it's still going in. He's off.
It was better for a whole sentence.
Mm-hmm. You got this, Brian. Oh, he's deafened. Okay.
and it's why not my
Yeah,
vote
it
now,
wa-
is that better?
Yeah.
I think so.
For this sentence, at least.
The issue isn't like the loudness. The issue is it goes in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Anyone else on Sophie?
I'm excited for Sophie. I think she will be fun. But I'm also not too optimistic about her win
I
equity.
feel
Hey, should Sun be in
I feel
the?
luck
Wait,
is
hold on a
scary.
sec. Should Sun be in the PC or the
Yeah.
players?
yeah,
Sun's,
he can't.
I mean,
talk.
yeah, he can listen.
oh, he can listen.
Yeah.
He can listen.
Okay, that's fair. All right, just checking.
I feel bad. I feel like we hated on all the she's except for Quinn.
No, no, no.
That's not
I
intentional.
feel good about
Yeah.
Mina. I think Mina's gonna do well.
It took us a while to get to that point, though.
Yeah.
With Mina.
Well, you know what? My iconic quote is that all women are my enemies. So I guess that just is holding true tonight. But
Oh.
my
I'm
god.
just kidding.
That's a bit
I'm kidding, I'm
problematic.
kidding, I'm
I
Yeah.
thought that was your quote. Do we need to have a talk?
No, it was just a joke. It's an inside joke. Don't worry.
All right.
No, I mean I feel good about. I think Sophie could do okay. We'll see. The problem is, most of this cast is not she
Yeah.
her, so that is just a coincidence. So that might be why it seems like we're being more negative.
I don't know. Sophie is a big question mark for me. I think
Agreed.
the luck part of it and not being able to make a decision, that's really putting her
Yeah.
down.
I mean, at least she has self awareness, so maybe she's.
Yeah, at least she knows
Yeah.
that she.
Yeah, if she can
Like, does that.
recognize her flaws, she can play around
But the
them. I
way
think.
she phrased it in her interview wasn't like, I recognize this as my flaw and I want to move past it. It was like, yeah, this is how I play. You know?
No, okay,
like,
well.
like I just like, yeah, this is like me. Like, so
Low expectations, unfortunately, but hopefully I'm proven wrong once again.
I think Sophie going forward would be really fun to see, just for the pure
I know
chaos it would
because
bring.
you. Oh my god, the
Yeah.
confessionals. Can you imagine fucking? Let me look at the cast. I'm trying to think of someone who would freak out over that. Oh my god, like Barney would be like in his confessionals and being like, OMG, like Sophie like needs to make a decision so much, like so much. Like
Mhm. I think she's gonna be really funny and fun to watch, just for the antics she's gonna pull.
I'm excited.
I'm
I hope
excited
she
to see
gets
that.
far.
I hope she gets far too. I don't see it happening, but I really want to see her go far, just because it'll make the season so much more like interesting.
Okay, this next one's gonna be fun.
we have next up we have Tanner. So Tanner is blunt and direct, most likely self-interested, very dishonest in the game, and schemy behind people's backs. Villain for sure.
I like that, but pre-merge.
Pre-merge for sure. No one who's well,
Yeah.
I not true because
Yeah.
I'm very blunt and direct, and well, actually, I'm just like on paper, I'm just like Tanner, and lately I've been pre-merge, so I don't know what I'm saying. But
Tanner seems very transparent.
he's someone who you know what you get, but that couldn't get him
I mean-
far because people like to know what they get because that's someone who's reliable.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's gonna trust him?
you
Who's gonna
kidding
trust
me?
him?
He's reliable.
Okay, it's reliable, but like no one. Yeah, but
I
he's
don't
schemy
know.
behind his
Yeah, but if
back
he
and
doesn't-
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But if he
I
doesn't
don't
get caught
I
being
don't see him going
schemy, that's perfect.
He's gonna get caught because, like, look at his
He's gonna get caught.
confessionals. He just really comes off
Mhm.
that way. He comes off
I
very
haven't looked at any
dishonest.
confessionals yet, so I'm.
Yeah.
You know, what'd be really funny is like as a dynamic is
Oh
Abe
my
and
god!
Tanner, just because Tanner, like Abe is so paranoid.
Yeah, that's gonna be
And
hilarious. I
Tanner's,
hope they
like,
wind
just
up in
gonna
the same
drive
tribe.
that-
That'd
Can
be
you
hilarious.
imagine? Tanner would go up to Abe, and, like Abe would be like, "I'm like really nervous about this tribal," and Tanner would be like for no reason at all, would go up to Abe and be like, "Guess who just told me your name? It was like 3 different people."
He
It was
would.
3
He would.
people.
He would. He would.
And like
Oh
no
my
one
God,
said
yeah.
Abe's
No,
name.
Tanner's like,
No
I
one
don't
said
know,
Abe's
Tanner-
name. Like
Yeah.
Is Tanner gonna blow up his spot though? Is he gonna do
That'd be
that?
so fun. He wouldn't blow it up, but like I mean, I don't think he'd do it
Yeah,
just for.
I could see him
like, the
winding
laugh.
Abe up like that. Yeah.
I think he's going to just drive Abe's paranoia through the roof, just because he does come off as so kind of
There's no way
schemy and
Tanner
dishonest.
wins. There's no way.
I think
so. Wait,
No,
are we
no, no,
getting
no, no.
like David or looking vibes from Tanner?
Yes. Looking for sure.
Yes.
Looking
Mhm.
kind of wasn't doing so hot last season, so
Look, I could see him being slightly better than looking, but similar placement.
gotcha.
I don't know. If Tanner makes merge, it's gonna be really fun to see.
Tanner would be
his antics and
hilarious at
just-
merge because it would be
I don't-
Tanner would be the type to like Tanner would
first merge
fucking
group, oh.
like go into a tribal or like rocks would happen and like or like no rocks wouldn't happen, but it would be a tie and like alliances and DMs and shit get shut down, and Tanner would be like, all right, so which bitches are fighting first? He would be the type to do that shit.
Yes.
Like that would be so funny to watch.
Mhm.
He would like pull up copy and paste. He would do that. Like he would and
He
he would
would.
alter them. He would alter them to make them lies. I love that. I'm actually the more I talk about it, the more I'm excited for Tanner, and I want him to make merge. I love Tanner. Tanner is me. I love him.
I want a Tanner launch.
I want Tanner on merge
I don't think
too.
it is
I don't think
either.
it's happening though. I think he gets caught way.
He gets caught. People are gonna see right through him. But
Especially in the social of a cast, it's gonna be so easy
Yeah,
for
especially-
information to fly
what I
around.
think Tanner's gonna be a bit game body. I think he gives me game bot.
Danbot.
Yeah, he gives me GameBot vibes hard. Like it's gonna be like 10 messages in, and he's gonna be like, "So, what do you think of the tribe so far?" Like,
Yep, and then he's gonna take that information and just like
no,
yeah, this
literally,
person doesn't like me.
literally. Oh my god, he's such a mess. I call it, but I love it. I'm here for it.
I know it will be so interesting.
Right, anything else on Tanner?
I'm excited to
I'm
see
also
Tanner,
excited for
but
him.
I don't have high expectations. But I think he'll be very.
He has like 0
He'll
win
be
record
as fun. He'll be
Oh,
fun for as long as we
absolutely.
have him.
Like Lucy.
for sure.
um,
Yeah.
Tanner in a returning
oh
season
my
after everyone
god,
sees his
Tanner
games
would
would be really
complain
interesting
so
to
much
hear
in
him come
confessionals.
back.
He'd be like, I don't understand why these bitches don't trust me. That would be so funny. All right. Up next is Toxic, who uses he, him pronouns. And let me just say, you know what, I'll start with the notes. So first up, we have very sociable, very loyal to a fault, wants to try to be more cutthroat, very direct with people. He's a hero. So Toxic is my friend, and Toxic is one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Let's not open that interview to the public. Let's not open that interview to the public. But he's one of the kindest people I've ever met. So
Toxic is very. He seems like a really nice guy. Like, I
yeah,
like
he's
Toxic.
so social. He
Mhm.
I've played with him before, that's how I met him. And he has this way of making everyone feel like they're his number one. Like literally there were like 5 of us who thought that we were his number one. And I was literally like 7th on his trust rankings, and I thought that we were number ones. And my reads are bad usually, but my reads weren't even that bad that game. And like he just has a way of making you feel so good about yourself. And he wants to do that. He wants to make people feel good. And he is good at keeping emotions separate from the game a little bit. Like he won't speak out in a group against things, but he does his work one-on-one. So he doesn't speak up in alliances and stuff.
That's gonna
Dangerous
be
for him or
dangerous.
dangerous for other people?
For other people, I think like I just know that like always for me one-on-one stuff is always hard because in order to kind of confirm it, you need to go and take that risk that like it's happening to other people too. And if it's not, then you just kind of expose to yourself that you're
Right.
leaking information for no real reason, in my opinion.
I am so excited.
Oh,
to see
also
Toxic
he said that he
play.
usually plays
I'm
orgs
excited.
drunk. So
Oh yeah.
that's gonna be
I'm
fun.
so
that's something
excited
That's
to
gonna be
look
fun.
forward to. He says that it helps him be more social, which I didn't know was possible, but
Who, Toxic or
Toxic.
Tristan?
He said that the org that we played together, he
Toxic.
played sober and it was boring as fuck. So he's ready to
Yeah,
get drunk
I definitely
again.
see I definitely see underdog upside to Toxic, but I could see him being pre-jury. Not gonna lie. Pre-jury.
I think it's gonna be very
He's
social and
already
stuff. I
kind
think
of
it's
like
gonna
a
be just
little bit
really
on the outs.
entertaining.
We'll see. We'll see once he gets on a tribe.
Because
how he
he's
does.
British. He's asleep.
Because he's British.
British?
Time zones are a thing. That's a thing.
Well, at least
Hey, British.
What? There were like 3 people talking at once.
I think we should just have everyone always talking at the same time about our
I think
thoughts
so too.
on the person.
All right, guys. 1, 2, 3, go.
Period.
Anyway, Toxic is the issue with Toxic is that, well, I don't know, because the only game that I've seen him play, he got metagamed. Like people were like Baz and Toxic, like I'm pretty sure I'm remembering this correctly. They like know each other like outside of this, and so we have to like vote them out. So that's why he got out. But so I don't know if like he gets caught as a social player or not. I think if people were to like cross-reference and be like dot their T's and dot their I's and cross their T's, then
Toxic.
they would connect the dots and be like, wait, you love Toxic? I love Toxic. That's dangerous. Then he could be in trouble. But if people aren't doing that, he could totally win.
I want a
Toxic win would be so perfect. I'm here for it.
Toxic win best timeline.
I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be fun to watch and also fun to like see
I
play.
feel like even if Toxic doesn't win, you're just going to be so entertaining to watch.
I'm excited to see him be more cutthroat. I think if like people always trying to say like, oh yeah, I want to be more cutthroat. I think that's always good entertainment just because you're trying to figure out how to be more cutthroat. Especially coming off of Toxic, who
Mhm.
also says he's loyal to a fault. I think that's going to be an inner dilemma for him, and I
Yeah,
think it's going to be really fun to watch. If he does become more cutthroat,
Yeah.
he's going to be
Because
really
he's
dangerous.
so good socially. So if you can be cutthroat and good socially, you're fucking
Mhm.
dangerous as fuck.
And
Right.
then just
Yeah,
imagine the
like-
information he'd be getting.
Like, I'm instantly
He could, like-
Toxic.
Sorry.
Well, just
I was just gonna say,
Oh, no.
going off of what Omega said, he could play the middle so well and for so long without getting caught.
Mm. Especially if he
Exactly.
sticks to like the one-on-one style of talking instead
Mhm.
of alliance. I think he's going to be one to watch. If he's like as good as you're saying, which I'm trusting your opinion
Yes.
here.
Anyone else?
yeah, I'm optimistic about Toxic. I think
yeah.
he could kind of finish
I
at any
will,
spot
but-
potentially, but we'll see how well he does.
I don't either.
I don't see him going pre-jury.
I can't.
honestly.
I can't.
I don't see him going even like early jury. I could see him going like maybe like 8th-ish.
Depends how much of a
8th, 7th.
handicap.
I feel like that's the
Time zone is.
earliest he goes. Honestly, though, I feel like time zones aren't too big of an
They
issue. I don't even
can
work
be.
right
They
now with someone
We
can
have
who's
be.
from Italy.
such,
They can be. But,
such a
like, this
range
one
of
person from
time
Italy is
zones
fine.
this season.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
worrisome. That could be bad
Yeah.
for people.
All right. Last but not least, we have Tristan, who his pronouns are he,
Christian.
him. Let me go to the notes on him. He is loyal, very social, wants to ally with everyone, not physical or strategic at all, by his own words. Wants to influence others via social game as a way to pull the strings. New-ish to orgs, a hero.
I've got a lot to say.
You
about
can
this
take it away.
man. So, I think, no doubt, Tristan is going to make merge for sure. If he gets out early, it's because he got idled out or some bullshit. But he is a very good social. He has a good social game in general, honestly. Like, his social game is really good. We're talking season of the social players. He's definitely one of those, I think. But
Your mic is like cutting in and
It's
out.
very
actually, no, that's so sad.
It's like
it's
an
not cutting out. It's
echoey-
just like
I have
echoey
high
thing.
hopes for Tristan.
weird. No, it sounds like you're on like a radio show.
You know, I worry a little
that
bit
a
about
bad-
Tristan because it's
Wait,
kind of just like a
J-Ro.
Jack situation
J-Ro,
potentially.
Jack
Where,
wasn't done.
I'm sorry.
Wait, let me try joining on my phone, actually. That might be better. Give me a sec. Where is the podcast?
Okay, J-Ro, you can.
Okay. Like I was saying, Tristan is just like very sociable. He's very likable. I think strategically he's pretty good as well. I think he kind of knows what to do. He's been playing ORGs for a while. I do kind of worry it might just like randomly turn into a Jack situation. He just is like like the first boot just cause for no reason because that kind of happened to Jack just by happenstance.
Disagree. Jack was not there for the challenge, and Jack
that's-
wasn't
okay, I
talking
forgot
to
about that.
anyone because he was like busy, like with like a memorial.
Yeah,
But like
okay.
Tristan is like has been in VC for like 4 hours now. So
Yeah, like I've seen
Hmm.
jokes about, it like I forget who said it, but like Tristan, somebody else on PC like it said it and stuff, and it also might mess them up. People might think like there was a VC alliance.
yeah, it's so
Is
much
my
better.
mic
So much better.
better?
Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
Finish your thing, and I have stuff to say too.
All right. Let me tell you why Tristan's going to be the winner of the season.
Okay.
Okay, so no, as I was saying, I think he has a very good social game. He'll connect with people very well, but he will get to that merge. But once that merge hits, like he'll get into the alliances early, but once that merge hits, he doesn't really find himself in those alliances at merge, and he finds himself being an early merge boot very often. And I'm worried that that'll happen again. But I think if he's able to keep those bonds and keep making more bonds throughout the merge, I think he could be a contender to go into the late merge, honestly. And I mean, I think that could happen, but realistically, early merge boot is probably my guess on him.
Mm-hmm.
I love how you started that off by saying, "Here's why Tristan is the winner," and ended it with, "Yeah, he's probably getting early merge boot."
But he's
Yeah.
still gonna win. Don't get me wrong, he's still gonna win the season.
Redemption Island twist. Eyes.
Tristan honestly kind of, I don't know, he worries me just because like social is great if you're a social player.